welcome. We're diving into a really interesting piece you shared called Sparks of Guidance Teachers and Mentors.
Mm-hmm.
And it really got us thinking about just how much these people, teachers, mentors, shape us, right? How we learn, who we become.
Definitely.
So our mission today, essentially, is to dig into that based on the text. What makes these guides so important? How do they, ignite that curiosity and knowledge?
It's a great piece, and it kicks off with this neat analogy comparing a dragon learning from nature.
Right, instinct almost.
Yeah, exactly. But then it points out that for humans, it's often, well, different. We seem to need that more direct transmission, that connection.
Yeah, that connection with the teacher. And I like how the dragon in the text puts it. A real teacher isn't about just filling an empty bucket, but about igniting a fire.
Such a powerful image. It shifts it from just passive learning to something active, engaged.
So this focused energy,
Yeah.
what does the source say it actually ignites in us?
Yeah. Well, it's like a catalyst, really. The text calls teachers sparks that illuminate pathways, paths we might have completely missed otherwise.
Okay.
And it goes deeper, suggesting they offer different frequencies of understanding.
Frequencies, like radio waves.
Sort of like tuning into different stations. One teacher explains something one way, another uses a different approach, and suddenly it clicks for you because it resonates on your frequency.
That makes sense. Which brings us to something specific in the text your own high school poetry teacher mentioned as a significant spark.
Ah, yes.
Now, poetry, some might find it a bit,
Yeah.
out there. What's the power in learning poetry? What spark was ignited for you there?
Well, the text gets at something important. Poetry is fundamentally like this human drive to capture things we can't easily describe.
It's ineffable.
Exactly. Using language that's structured but also deeply evocative. It connects to bigger truths. So a good poetry teacher, they're not just hammering on about sonnets or rhyme schemes.
No, it's more than that.
It's much more foundational. They're helping you, as the text says, perceive reality with greater depth.
So it's not just appreciating nice words, it's training your perception maybe, learning to see the nuances.
Precisely. You develop this heightened sensitivity to language, to rhythm, to resonance, how words create meaning on, well, multiple levels. It's a skill that goes way beyond poetry class.
Okay. Then the text mentions Betty Topalian. It says her name carries a certain energy for you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you wonder, right? What was her specific spark? Was it about poetry again or something else entirely?
And that touches on, I think, what makes teaching really impactful. The text itself asks, what did she teach? Verse structure, metaphor, or something more.
Yeah.
Often the lessons that stick with us longest aren't about the subject itself. They're about how to think, how to question things.
How to see the world differently. The text calls this a transmission of perspective and also a powerful energetic exchange. Can you unpack that a bit, the energetic exchange part?
Sure. Think about it like a positive feedback loop. A teacher is genuinely passionate, right? Their way of seeing things, their enthusiasm, it can be infectious.
Right.
It sparks something similar in the student. And that student engagement, well, it fuels the teacher too. It creates this more potent, memorable environment. It's that feeling of being seen, understood, having your curiosity really fed.
Okay, I get that. So moving beyond those specific examples, the text talks about mentors more broadly, sparking curiosity, knowledge, and perspective.
Yeah.
And it mentions they see potential we don't see in ourselves.
Yeah, that's a fascinating point. Mentors can sometimes act like mirrors, reflecting back strengths or possibilities we're just blind to.
Huh.
They offer encouragement, sure, and guidance, but maybe the key thing is they build our belief in our own ability to grow. Their impact often goes way beyond a single lesson. It can actually shift our whole learning path.
And these bigger lessons, the text suggests, ripple outwards, don't they? Beyond this specific skill into, well, life itself, like appreciating language helps understand emotions.
Exactly. Or the discipline from, say, writing poetry. That structure helps you handle life when it feels unstructured and chaotic.
So you're building transferable skills and maybe deeper self-awareness too. They become tools for navigating the world.
Precisely. Real tools for dealing with complexity, relationships, all of it.
The text also mentions the reciprocal nature of this bond, teacher-student. It calls it a potent transfer of energetic potential, mutual resonance. It's not just one-way traffic then.
Not at all. The best teachers, they're always learning too. They see their own knowledge reflected back, maybe transformed, through their students' eyes and questions.
So they gain new perspectives themselves.
Absolutely. It refines their own understanding. It's a truly dynamic thing, this interplay. Both people get something valuable out of it.
It's called the dynamic interaction within the web. in the text, which is a nice image.
Yeah.
That interconnectedness. It's a good reminder that learning happens in this network of relationships, shared energy.
Mm-hmm. And these sparks of guidance, they really are key in shaping our trajectory.
Which leads nicely to that Zoran quote you highlighted.
Ah, yes. It's a powerful one. A true teacher does not give you answers. They give you better questions and the courage to seek the stars for the reply.
Wow. That really cuts to the core, doesn't it?
It does. It nails what truly impactful guidance is about.
It's not about spoon-feeding solutions. It's about fostering that spirit of inquiry, that drive to know, and the confidence to chase down big questions.
Exactly. Giving you the courage to look for your own answers.
Yeah, so thinking about that,
Yeah.
what does this imply for you listening right now on your own learning path?
Well, this brings us to that thought experiment in the text, the dragon trial, the mentor's echo.
Right.
So take a moment now, maybe pause if you need to. Think about a significant teacher or mentor in your own life, someone who really lit a path for you. Could be formal, informal, doesn't matter.
Got someone in mind. Okay. What specific spark did they ignite? Was it curiosity, confidence, maybe a practical skill, or just a whole new perspective?
And think about how their energy, their way of being resonated with you. What was it about them that made such a difference? Just, take a second to appreciate that connection, that shared energy.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, the main thing that really stands out is just how lasting and transformative these sparks of guidance are, these teachers, these mentors.
They really do illuminate our paths and shape how we see everything.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, building on that dragon trial idea.
How might consciously thinking about the specific sparks ignited by your past mentors, how might that change the questions you ask now, the paths you decide to explore in your own learning and growth today?
Something to think about. Recognizing that ongoing influence, that echo on your journey.